Easy.
What's gross?
It's this one's gross. That's what's gross.
Ew. You? What do you mean you?
Stick your. It's good.
I think I made it to a heart.
Yep.
You pretty
Wiggle
much
your
have
fingers.
to get,
Yeah, like this. Look it.
you
Look
have
it.
to get pretty far up in there.
Just go like.
Hello friends, hi, welcome back to the channel. I am Darian if you're new here. If you are seasoned, then welcome back. So I asked over on Instagram if you would like to see more cooking videos or food videos since we are a homestead, and that seems to be like the general theme of homesteading is like food. And a lot of you said yes over on Instagram. So tonight's dinner is a family favorite, but it's so easy, so easy. So I thought I'd pop this on real quick and show you what we're gonna have, and it is like 9 a.m. and I'm starting it now. I'm only starting it out because I want to start the potatoes. I like my potatoes, if we do mashed potatoes, I like them to sit in cold water for the day so like the starchy kind of comes out. So I'm gonna get started with the potatoes and then we will show you what we're having later tonight. So much fun. So I have my basket of potatoes. These are like funky ones, but that's okay. So I'm gonna wash them. I just washed eggs. I have my pot with some cold water for the potatoes to sit in for the day. So we're just gonna get these diced up. Not that one. Okay, so I have my potatoes sitting in my water and it's gonna be gross. It's gonna be really gross water all day. Typically what I do is I let them sit in the cold water for the whole day, and then right before I go to use them, or like to boil them, I'll dump this water out and I'll put fresh clean water in it, and then we'll boil it up for some mashed potatoes. So we'll be back in a little bit. Okay, so like I said, we have the potatoes on the stove for tonight. But I was just going through my produce, and let me flip this around and show you real quick. So I picked up some fresh apples yesterday when I went and picked up my milk order. And so you know, old produce goes in the bottom of the basket, newer produce goes at the top of the basket. So I went through it, and this was all the old stuff. And then a couple mandarins that just didn't look too great. So anyway, this is the stuff, like, so this basket can go back. But what I want to share with you, can I do this one-handed? Oh, I can. Nice. Okay, so what I want to share is, so this is the produce that I just pulled out. Most people would throw this out, or if you have animals, to give it to your animals, obviously. I'm not going to do either, actually. So, well, the oranges I'm going to throw out because, I mean, no, the animals won't even eat that. So those I'm going to throw out. But these apples are like shrivelly and just, they're just sad. Nothing wrong with them. Actually, I haven't bought this variety in a few weeks, and we go through about 10 pounds of apples a week. So these must have not gotten rotated properly and just kind of sat into that basket for a while. But that's okay. So I'm going to dice these up, and I'm actually going to make like an apple bread. I don't know, I'm thinking like an apple cinnamon loaf bread. Fun little thing. I don't have a recipe, so we're just going to kind of wing it. Okay, so those are all the scraps. Ended up with 4 cups of diced apples. So yeah, I'm gonna quickly go feed this to the animals. Maybe not the cores. Apple seeds aren't the best for animals. Or the compost. I don't know. I'm gonna go take care of this and then we will get started on this. Okay, so I found a recipe from Sally's Baking Addiction. I'll put the tag down below, the link, so if you want to check it out. I've been to this blog tons of times for recipes. It's such a good one for some baking ones. It's apple cinnamon quick bread, so I just printed it so that I hate staring at my phone when I'm in the kitchen. So I just printed it, so let's grab that paper from the printer and get started. Okay, now it says to take a knife and just kind of swirl it all together to kind of do a weird mix. So that was low-key of a fail getting it out of the pan. I should have let it cool longer. It sat there to cool for a while, so I thought it was good. Clearly not, because it's still stuck to the bottom of the pan. So we're gonna let this one cool a little bit longer before we take it out of the pan. Okay, now that I waited a little bit longer, that one totally came out so much better. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's just gonna taste fine. It's just gonna look funky, right? Look at that. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so now we got some apple loaf. So we'll probably eat this one first, obviously. And then this one, once it cools, I'll slice this one up, package it up, and throw it in the freezer for later snacking. Time to get dinner going because it is also Halloween, and so we got places to be in a little bit. So tonight's dinner is super easy. So like I said, mashed potatoes are on the go. I turned those on. I just turned the oven on. And we're gonna cook up some pre-made popcorn chicken. Because we're gonna have popcorn chicken bowls. And they're delicious and they're easy to make and they're quick to make. Like to a degree they're quick to make, but they're quick. So that's what we're having. Just turn the oven on.
I think I threw it out.
Do you wanna know a pro tip about making mashed potatoes that most people don't know? Hang on a second. Okay. When you're making mashed potatoes, you don't want to put cold milk in. The cold milk will not react nicely with the starch and the potatoes. So If you have a microwave, you can microwave your milk in to do it. I don't want a microwave, so all I do is I just dumped my potatoes into a colander. I just put milk in my pot. I'm gonna just warm up the milk real quick. It makes a difference if you mash your potatoes with warm milk. I know that sounds so weird, but trust me, try it, please. Just please try it. And we always add garlic powder into our mashed potatoes. That's just a personal preference. Partially because I put garlic in everything. I don't think there's one thing I cook that I don't put garlic in, to be honest. Anyway, so I'm just gonna wait for this to warm up. So I'm making this a little bit earlier, so my husband, so Andrew's still at work. So what I'm gonna do is, I want this to be able to be ready for when he gets home. Usually I plan it where like everything's coming off the stove when he gets home, so by the time he like unpacks his pail, says hi to the kids, you know, unwinds for a few minutes, I'm like plating supper, and it works out great. Tonight though, we're gonna be a little bit speedway because it's Halloween. So I have my dishes, and once I get the potatoes mashed, I'm gonna put them in this one. Once the chicken is done, I'm gonna put it into this one, and then I'm gonna slide both of those into the oven and just turn the oven off and just let it sit like warm there. And then when he gets home, we will quickly heat up the corn and quickly make up some gravy, which neither one of those take very much time at all. Or maybe even when he's like 5 minutes away, I'll do it. Oh, my milk's starting to go. That way it just kind of ensures that like everything is ready and I'm not trying to cook and mash and do this and do that, all while trying to get kids ready for trick-or-treating. Butter. That was not enough butter. Measure butter with your heart, friends. Use a masher. I usually don't use a masher, actually. To be honest with you, I only have a masher because when we have certain people come over and cook with me in the kitchen, they don't like what I do, so. You're probably thinking, who cares, it's your house. You're right. But this thing was at the dollar store. It's not bad to have on hands. It's also nice because my kids, they can use the masher, so. Anyway, now that I've started to mash, we're gonna add in, measure with your heart. And then measure some more. Or measure with your stomach. I don't know what the expression should be, but. And because I don't want to use an oven mitt, I'm just gonna fold my sleeve up. Usually for mashed potatoes, I use the electric mixer. And I actually might get it out because, yeah. It's actually funny because for years I used a hand masher for potatoes. And so for years, my kids never called them mashed potatoes. They used to call them smashed potatoes because I would leave some chunks. That's how I like my potatoes. But it was just funny because then it turned into a thing. So now it's like we never have mashed potatoes in our house. We always have smashed potatoes. But we're going to use this because we want them nice and whippy so we have a nice consistency for the bowls. Okay, now I'm just going to scoop them into this dish. Okay, potatoes are in the casserole dish. And because it's just who I am, I'm gonna put just a thin slice of butter on the top. And they have a lid on them. So now we gotta take popcorn chicken. Okay, whatever. Okay. So popcorn chicken's done. Let's get it put into, look at this cute dish. This one's from the 70s. Where's the lid? Isn't that so freaking cute? I love cookware from the 70s. I just love it. We're using store-bought popcorn chicken. We don't buy store-bought meat anymore. We really haven't in years. I just did this because I knew it was going to be an easier option. So you could also, if you homegrown, home-raise your chicken, you could just cut yourself up, make your own little popcorn chicken sizes, breaded, non-breaded, whatever you want. You know what, this would probably be really good non-breaded, but that's just because I'm not a fan of breading. But these popcorn chicken bags are like $10 at my local No Frills. So, look at that, look at that. Fills it. Okay. So, popcorn chicken. I'm gonna go back in the oven. Mashed potatoes in the oven. And those are just gonna sit there. What time is it? It's almost 4 o'clock. Andrew gets done work at 4 o'clock. It's about a 25-minute drive home for him. He usually calls me on his way when we talk the car ride home. So once he's close, I'll start this corn right away and get some gravy going too. So let's flip this off for right now. We're totally gonna do some dishes right now. I usually don't do them till later, but because like I said, it's Halloween, so we're gonna be taking the kids trick-or-treating. And then it's the World Series. The Jays are in the World Series, so when we get home from trick-or-treating, we kind of are just gonna watch the baseball game. So I don't want to be having to worry about cleaning up dinner mess from hours ago. So gonna do as much of the dishes as I can right now. Okay, got the confirmation that he is almost home, so I'm just heating up some corn, some canned corn real quick. Once this is done, this is the pot that I use for gravy. So once this is heated up, I have my gravy mixture all ready to go. I will quickly whip that up, and I will show you how we assemble them. Okay, so it's all set up. We're gonna go ahead and start potatoes in the bottom. Okay. This child does not want corn on theirs.
Is it gravy?
Yep. And there's child one.
Towards you. Didn't do anything. Child, like, go back.
Okay, this child is having everything on theirs. Top with some gravy. And there we have it. A little popcorn chicken bowl at home, a KFC dupe. So there we have it. Gonna go ahead and finish plating and get eating before we go trick-or-treating. So thanks for watching, friends. Until next time, bye.